Hi, this is our second attempt at recording a video conference, and here are all of us participating. So today we're going to discuss significant challenges impeding technology adoption in K-12 education. We picked the same article that we're going to present and connect it with our standards. So first of all, just to give a brief introduction, there are 6 challenges that have been discussed in our reading material that make technology implementation pretty difficult at school. And so they're all grouped in three categories. So the first category are solvable challenges, challenges that are easy to fix in our modern current education situation. Then we have difficult challenges that have been researched and can be addressed, but with some challenges. And then we have a wicked challenges group that really require additional research before they could be fixed in education. So we're going to address each of these groups and hopefully present some useful information for our classmates. So Nina will go ahead and reflect on the first group, on the group that presents some solvable challenges. So go ahead and get started on that.
Yes, and so in education, we always try to bring in real world connect so that the students are really engaged in learning. So because it's a solvable challenge, that means that you're going to take that authentic learning and you're going to apply it to technology of some sort, creating some opportunity for students, such as giving examples of apprenticeships and simulations and vocational training and portfolio-based assignments, that kind of thing, that teachers can really engage the students within the classroom instead of, because I know outside of the classroom sometimes it could be a little bit harder. So this is that solvable resource for them. And so again, it provides benefits to kind of even have some kind of community school relationship as well, because this piece talked about, it helps with their STEM skills, and like the Expand Ed program also is for local organizations that are kind of helping with the surrounding high schools and kind of joining in together where the students work on their apprenticeships before or after school. And so every student that participates in this Expand Ed program receives academic credit. So that counts towards their diploma when, upon graduation. So all these things are linked to, again, that real world connect. And within the classroom, that's what teachers really try to engage in, is that real world connections for student learning and life learning. So this is a really important piece, because there again, I think in all teachers, we can really relate to having those real world connections.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go ahead and talk about the second solvable challenge, and that is integrating technology in teacher education. Most teachers are scared sometimes of how much technology we have out there, because they believe that professional development that the districts provide simply shows them how to use the devices, but does not show them how to integrate technology into their curriculum, into their instruction. So that's why some people are definitely afraid to use them, because they just don't know how to. But the challenge is solvable, because all the districts have to do is to get instructional technology specialists to model for teachers how to include devices and resources out there into the instruction, how that can enhance instruction for the students. Because in the modern day, the level of teacher digital competence directly leads to the level of student digital competence. Using Twitter and Instagram is easy, and every kid can do that, but doing something useful with technology, blogging, creating websites, that definitely would be something that the teacher can enhance in the student. So that's why integrating technology in teacher education is extremely important, and employing instructional technology specialists in school districts is crucial for the modern education. So Trevor, what was your part?
First, I had a question. I'm sorry, Anna. First, I had a question over your discussion on Horizons concerning the employing of the technology specialists and teachers. Was there any data in your article that discussed or talked about there was a need overall in our country, or is that just basically one of the main parts of the article toward the end for staff development, or did they need more teachers? What was the research?
My part, what I've read, really did not talk about, employing more specialists or, more teachers. It just said that it's necessary to include professional development that would address the use of technology to enhance the student curriculum. I was speaking from experience, and in my district we have 3 specialists district-wide on the elementary, and then 1 on the elementary level and then 2 on the secondary level, and they travel between campuses, and they do a great job at helping us teachers, truly include the instruction, the technology that's out there into our lessons. And so what I could infer from my reading material is that it's important to stress the staff development, not just to list the technology that's out there and show teachers how to turn on a certain device, but to really include that the teaching component, how to use the resources in lessons. So that's what I could kind of infer from my reading.
Okay, and on to personalized learning. That seems to be more, and when I was reading the Horizon ports, right now that seems to be a difficult challenge. It's basically dealing with those that we understand, but we need solutions to be elusive, that are elusive actually. So the overarching definitive concept for personalizing learning is that this concept refers to the range of educational programs, learning designs, instructional approaches, and academic support strategies intended to address the learning needs, interests, aspirations, or even the cultural backgrounds of individual students. Now, when you're talking about all of that, the concepts and the overarching definition, you have to also consider the goal for that personalized learning. And the article that I read mentioned the goal is to create possibilities for those learners to determine the strategies and the pace at which they can or prefer to learn. Also, enabling technologies such as mobile devices and adapted learning environments support the student-centered type learning, which Horizon says we're moving toward more of that in the educational field. This is this challenge is concentrated with the need for schools to overhaul their curricula in favor of designs that actually emphasize the individual over the one-size-fits-all standard. I found that very interesting that the article did mention that, because I actually have problems many times in the school with this one-size-fits-all concept. I think that we need to differentiate more, which even goes to the benefits of doing all of this is that they are actually receiving that differentiated support based on their individual learning needs and styles. And the learning outcomes are the application and creation of that knowledge. So it extends it takes it into that higher level that educators, prefer to keep the students engaged in. Now, there are some setbacks in the technology world right now. The potential for true personalized learning is always going to have an autonomy above it that actually impedes and individualized progress and support, and mostly because of the whole emphasis in the school on the standardized exams. It did bring that point up as well. So
I think overall, if I can mention that, looking over at the standards, I think a lot of what we've mentioned today can be applied to the standards of some sort, whether it's dealing with teachers or students or coaches or any of that. I think that we can apply, at least rate of, on some level where all of this is supported in the standards. Can you all agree with that?
I would definitely, absolutely agree. And it actually goes further to mention, since you're talking about the standards and applying and all of that, it talks more into different worldly trends that are personalizing learning. And it talks about how the New Zealand government is offering schools autonomy over their teaching and their learning activities. Teachers put a tremendous amount of value in students' self-assessments and empowering learners to articulate and become invested in their own achievements, which I find in our system, that's another setback as well. We don't have enough of students who feel free. They feel like they're task driven and they're trying to, meet the expectations for that test.
Right.
I was going to say that I found a standard for instructional coaches, and it says technology coaches assist teachers in using technology effectively for assessing student learning, differentiating instruction, and providing rigorous, relevant, and engaging learning experiences for all students. So just adding to my previous commentary, I believe that technology standards, this standard is definitely reflected in the piece that I was analyzing, because the report does show the necessity of using coaches to help teachers grow and allow their students to grow in the world of technology.
Oh, wonderful that you mentioned that, because I believe coaches are so necessary. In fact, I don't think we have enough coaching. I think I read an article back in research class that actually talked about how a principal went into a school and completely changed the scores in that school just by encouraging that type of coaching aspect. And also, if you consider the coaching aspect, and there's some innovative trends in the U.S. In Taylor County School District in Kentucky, they are learning in a performance-based education environment in which their individual learning paths are actually designed to fit their interest and career path. Once again, they receive coaching throughout all of this process. It's a 24/7 type of a connection where students feel free. They can go online and connect and blog, and it's very advanced. And I just feel like the students actually go into that other level of connecting more and feeling like, okay, hey, this is not just at school. I can actually connect at home and can, talk.
Well, it's kind of like I said, that it's connecting that real world, right? I mean, those learning experiences, which are very important, in education. So, okay, well, is that all we have to add for today?
That's all I have. I think we're running out of time, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nina.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure
everybody crazy in here. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you for a productive discussion, guys. I think we did great.
Yes, thank you.